if we go back into our own legends, the legend has it that it was the shade of a tall cannabis plant that brought Lord Shiva relief from the blazing sun. And he was curious, so he chewed some of its leaves, and he felt so invigorated that he adopted its usage. Hence the use of cannabis in Shiva worship. Now, the plant and its forms are known by various names around the world: marijuana, Mary Jane, weed, pot, hemp, grass. In fact, I'm told that there are more than 1,000 terms, including lots of slang, for the humble cannabis, a plant that can be used in various forms. So you can imagine, I mean, something that has been given 1,000 odd names, how popular it must be.
Yeah.
But in India, the most common avatars are the so-called trinity of Bhang, Ganja, and Charas. Now, Bhang, of course, is a paste which is derived from grinding cannabis leaves and stems together, while Ganja or weed is more potent and is made from dried flower buds of the plant. And Charas, which is the most intoxicating amongst the three forms, is a resin that is obtained by rubbing the cannabis flowers for hours. The longer, the better. It is often called Hashish. And it was the Nizari Ismaili militants of 11th century Persia who smoked it. And that's why they began to be called Hashishin, which is the etymological root of the word assassin. Now, the earliest references to cannabis you can find from the Vedas. The Atharva Veda refers to it as one of the 5 kingdoms of herbs that release us from anxiety. Its uses have been mentioned in the Sushrut Samhita, the Bhav Prakash. There is, I think, a reference of it even in the Ashtadhyayi of Panini, which reinforces the view that cannabis was known to Indians 2,300 years ago. During the 10th century, it was called the food of the gods. 500 years later, its virtues were listed as astringency, heat, inspiration, and the capacity to eliminate wind and phlegm. In the 16th century, we have a Sanskrit play depicting 2 people quarreling before a judge. Before passing a verdict, the judge demands a payment for his decree and is readily offered bhang. The Raj Vallabh, which is a 17th century text, goes on to equate it with Amrit, the nectar of life. So for centuries, Bhang has been a symbol of festivity and hospitality in India. No marriage, coronation, or harvest has been complete without it. As a holy staple, Thandai is made by boiling a mixture of milk, sugar, cannabis, poppy seeds, and pepper, ginger, cloves, cardamom, and dry fruits, almond, nutmeg, rosebuds, and so on and so forth. But Bhang is even found in pakoras, halwa, and pedas. Sadhus have used it from time immemorial as a means to alter spiritual consciousness. Now, rarely can you visit the banks of the Ganga without coming across a sadhu and his Chillam, which is a conical smoking pipe made of clay. So cannabis has been indispensable historically, even in war. Indian folk songs from the 12th century talk about Bhang as the drink of warriors. Soldiers would take a swig to eliminate any fear or panic. One such story describes the frightened soldiers of Guru Gobind Singh when he was confronted by a wild elephant with a sword that had been pierced into his trunk. Eventually, one of the soldiers consumed bhang, which gave him the courage to slip under the elephant and kill it. So, given the fact that we have such ancient connections with cannabis, I wonder why this herb has sparked so much debate and outrage in recent times.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.